The biting wind whipped at Steve Rogers' cape as he stood on the snow-dusted battlefield, the ghostly remains of a forgotten conflict surrounding him. He'd been tracking anomalies, temporal ripples, whispers of battles lost to time for months. This one, nestled deep within the Appalachian Mountains, felt different, heavier. The air hummed with a low, persistent thrum. He knelt, his gloved fingers brushing against a half-buried helmet, the metal cold and strangely smooth beneath his touch. The insignia was unlike anything he'd ever seen. Suddenly, the ground trembled. A figure emerged from the swirling snow, a soldier clad in worn, archaic uniform, his face etched with weariness and a profound sadness. The man clutched a battered rifle, his movements stiff and hesitant. He looked up, his eyes wide with a mixture of fear and disbelief. Who are you?" the soldier rasped, his voice weak, yet carrying a strange resonance that seemed to echo across the centuries. Steve lowered his shield. "I'm Captain America. I believe you're misplaced in time." The soldier stared, his gaze darting between Steve's shield and his uniform. "Misplaced? Is that what they call it now? I fought in the Great War. The war to end all wars. It's been so long." He coughed, a rattling sound that shook his frail frame. Steve felt a pang of sympathy. He knew the weight of such battles, the lingering trauma of conflict. He helped the soldier to his feet, offering a hand that was surprisingly strong for someone so old. "My name is Thomas Ashton," the soldier whispered. "Private First Class. We lost. So many lost." He looked down at his hands, his knuckles white as he gripped the rifle. "I've been searching for my way back ever since it ended." Steve spent the next few hours with Thomas, listening to his stories of trench warfare, of camaraderie and unimaginable loss. He learned of Thomas's unwavering hope for a brighter future, a hope that had been cruelly shattered on the battlefields of France. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the snow, Steve knew he had to help. Using his advanced technology, Steve carefully analyzed the temporal anomaly. It was a localized rift, a pocket of displaced time. He activated his time-traveling device, carefully calibrating it to send Thomas back to his own time. The process was delicate, fraught with the risk of paradox, but Steve knew he had to try. As the swirling energy subsided, Thomas was gone. The only evidence of his presence was the faint scent of wood smoke and the lingering feeling of profound sadness. Steve stood alone, the wind howling around him. He'd done what he could, brought a measure of peace to a forgotten soldier. He knew the battles of the past could never truly be erased, but he hoped that in returning Thomas to his own time, he'd given him a chance to find some measure of closure, a moment of peace in the endless war.